Newlyweds make a number of mistakes right off that, if you can keep an eye out for them, is going to make a big difference for you as your relationship builds. One of the first things is that people put the filter of their past relationships, and particularly their parents, on their partner. So you may, for example, expect your husband to behave like your dad did, or to behave the opposite of your dad, but you've put the face of your dad on your partner. And so letting yourself really look at this person as your partner going forward, where you're going to be creating your unique relationship. Then if something comes up from the past, especially something that feels familiar, where you say, gosh, I just heard myself sound like my mother, or I just heard myself say something that my dad said and I thought I never would say that. You can communicate that to your partner, and that way you can start letting go of the past that you might have carried into your relationship. Another thing is to give yourself healthy doses of both being close and being separate. Newlyweds kind of, I think, get into the mythology that our culture has about, if you're together, you have to be together all the time. And if you want to have time for yourself, it means that there's something wrong with you or him or her or relationships in general. And healthy relationships really thrive on periods of you being interested in your own creative development, and also times of being together with your partner. And if you will give yourself those times of being separate as well as being close, you can bring back what you've discovered in the world and what you've discovered in reading or being with other people, and it will refresh and revitalize your marriage and keep your newlywed status going all the time. One of the mistakes that I think that newlyweds also make is that they try to be perfect and don't let themselves instead get open to learning. You are going to make mistakes. You are going to hurt each other's feelings. You know, you are going to say something that you just can't believe came out of your mouth, or you're going to try and improve your partner, because a lot of people think that a marriage license is a license to improve your partner or change your partner. But if instead you let yourself really commit to being open to learning, that is a way that you can use each interaction to really keep discovering about yourself and about each other. And it creates variety in your relationship so that you don't get into patterns as quickly. It's amazing to see how quickly people get into patterns of expecting, for example, expecting dinner to be at the same time, or for each of you to do certain roles that you might not have even talked about, but you just fall into them when you get into your marriage. So regular times of communicating to each other about what you're feeling and what you want can help take you out of that trap of getting into a rut with each other. Newlyweds often fall into is not making their relationship primary. When you're a newlywed, you're usually in the context of your family, people who have supported you, and those relationships, transitioning from those into making your relationship the central relationship, is really the task of your first year of marriage, so that you decide together how much time you want to spend with relatives. You decide together if one of you maybe wants to go home for Christmas. I remember that Gay and I did that in the first year of our being together. I wanted to go home to California. We lived in Colorado at the time, and I wanted to go and be with my parents for Christmas, and Gay didn't want to do that. And it was, at first it was kind of shocking to me, because I'd come from that, you know, everybody gets together, all of the relatives get together at Christmas. And so he went off to Big Sur to camp for Christmas, and I was with my parents. And what happened for that was so amazing to me, that we were very happy to see each other again. He didn't have to be around my parents, who were rather difficult. And when we got back together again, we had both had wonderful holidays.